Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Latif and today I'm trying to explain Villarreal set defense. When Villarreal are in set defense, they meet opponents with 4-4-2 lineup. When they are in set defense, team's length doesn't change much. It's approximately 25-30 meters. Villarreal start to meet opponents in their own outside farthest point. Defense line takes position in penalty boxes 10-15 meters front. When they meet opponent this way, opponent stoppers can't support attacks comfortably because the distance between them and Villarreal center forwards is not too much. Center forwards don't press to stoppers aggressively, but also they stay forward and don't let stoppers feel comfortable. Because now Villarreal midfielders are closer to forward more, if opponent's one midfielder wants to close to defense to take the ball, they can cover this player quickly, so opponent's defensive midfielders, like stoppers, can't be comfortable. Wingers take position in out spaces. If opponent's any player takes position in midfield out space, they match with this player. If opponent's one player is in out space and closer to own stoppers to make game from behind, they don't cover him immediately. Wingers take position in out space, and if this player wants to take the ball from stoppers, when the ball starts to go to this player, wingers start to close to this player, and they can close quickly because when they are in out space and also take position forward as a team, they can close forward quicker. So because opponents can't find space to make game from out space or center, they have to try to make game from wing. And because Villarreal don't have a player who takes position in wing, because if they would take position in wing, this time more central spaces like out space and center would be more free for opponents can find space from wing. But it's not a problem for Villarreal. To cover opponent players who are in wings and out spaces, Villarreal fullbacks and wingers take position accordingly. Also the stopper and center midfielder who are close to out space or wing help them. The actual point is covering out space all the time. Firstly, they ensure that out space defends well. If fullback or winger have players to mark in out spaces, they stay at out spaces and don't cover wing. It won't be a problem for them, because they take position forward as a team. When opponent's player is free in wing, before he can be effective, they can cover opponent's player who is in wing. Opponent's player who is in wing can't be effective because now he is too far away from Villarreal goalpost. If he would be closer to goalpost in wing, he could cross the ball to penalty box, or after a pass in a Villarreal player against 1 vs 1 situation, he could go to penalty box with the ball and be so dangerous for Villarreal. But now, he can't do any of these things. To cover wing comfortably, winger needs center midfielder to shift to out space, and fullback needs stopper to shift to out space. Or fullback and winger have to stay at out space and give opponents space in wing. Sometimes one of the wingers could close to defense line and be the fifth player in the defense line. There's not a clear role like we can say wingers take position in situations like that. But if opponent has an effective winger, Villarreal's winger could stay at fullback's beside and help him to cover opponent's winger. Now with a theoretical example, we can understand better that how Villarreal players take position. In this situation, opponent's left stopper has the ball. He can't go forward because Villarreal's right center forward takes position closer to him. Opponent's defensive midfielder number 6 close to defense to make game. Now, Villarreal's player have 3 different ways to cover defensive midfielder. Left center forward could close to defensive midfielder and cover him, or one of the center midfielders could close to this player and cover him. If left center forward close to defensive midfielder, opponent's right stopper will have extra space. It won't be a problem for Villarreal, because even opponent's right stopper could take the ball. Left center forward can close to him again and cover him before right stopper can be effective with the ball. If one of the center midfielders close the defensive midfielder, there will be a space between Villarreal's midfield and defense line for opponent players. Villarreal players can stop this. If Villarreal's stoppers don't let opponent's forward players to use this space and defend aggressively and closely, or if winger shift to center, winger can cover this free space and Villarreal can defend them. But if more than one player have to change their positions, it can break set defense solidity easier. Also in our situation, if right center midfielder close to defensive midfielder and then opponent's left stopper passes the ball to Villarreal's right winger, Villarreal's right center midfielder can't close to wing quickly to help right winger about defending. If left center midfielder close to defensive midfielder and left winger has to shift to center to cover his back. This time Villarreal's left half space will be free for opponent to make game, and opponents can use half space to make game effectively, because half space is a central space, not too far away from center like wing. Now let's say that left center forward shifts to defensive midfielder. This time, to attack forward, opponent's left stopper's pass options are left back number 3 and left center midfielder number 10. And let's say that left stopper passes to left center midfielder. When left center midfielder takes the ball in half space, Villarreal's right winger close to him, because now opponent's left center midfielder is in his marking area. Now, if opponent has clever forward players, they can confuse Villarreal players' minds. If opponent's left winger close to left half space and center forward close to left a little bit, they can benefit from Villarreal's set defense mistakes. Because now, for example, right back has to close to opponent's left back number 3, but before being sure that half space is not free for opponent, he can't shift to wing. And now, if he shifts to wing and Villarreal's right stopper and right center midfielder don't shift to right a little bit, half space will be free for opponent's left winger, and opponent can make game comfortably. In a situation like this, right center midfielder close to right half space and cuts the connection between opponent's left winger and left center midfielder, and right stopper close to right a little bit and don't let opponent's center forward to take the ball comfortably. And because now all space is under control by right center midfielder and right stopper, right back can close to wing and cover opponent's left back number 3, so opponent can't make game. Left center midfielder can pass to left back, but after left back takes the ball, Villarreal's right back will meet him, so he will have to pass back and they will have to look another making game way. Also, I have to say that in situations like that, opponent's player who has the ball in midfield half space, in our situation left center midfielder number 10, could try to escape other player who takes position in forward half space, in our situation this player is left winger number 7 with a long pass. Opponent's player who has the ball can pass to left winger, because when Villarreal's right winger close to him to cover him, right winger doesn't move so quickly and aggressively, so it gives time and space to opponent's player looking at his pass options. And because now Villarreal's defense line is high, opponent players can escape from defense lines back more comfortably. Normally, for example in our situation, Villarreal's right center midfielder covers left winger, but the problem is, left winger takes position behind him. So if left winger runs forward from half space and the ball goes to left winger from air, Villarreal's right center midfielder can't cut the connection between left winger and left center midfielder, and also because left winger is closer to forward than Villarreal's right center midfielder can't catch left winger. In a situation like this, Villarreal's defense line has to move coordinately. Actually, it's a basic thing. When opponent's left winger started to move forward, all the defense line has to move right and then they can cover spaces easily. Because if all the team moves right, right stopper can match with opponent's left winger, left stopper can match with center forward, and left back can match with right winger. Thanks for watching this video guys. I hope this video can be beneficial for you. You can follow my Twitter and Instagram account, and also you can check my blog. May football be with you.